Hello, this is Linda from Plans and Pastimes. The last few videos I have done have been about my planning and my planners. So today I am going to do one on one of my other pastimes, which is scrapbooking. I've done scrapbooking for a long time now. Haven't done any for a little while, but the skills are still there. So today I'm going, when I did my Christmas planner, somebody asked me how I made the little 3-fold pocket. So today I'm going to show you how to make a 3-fold pocket. So I cannot remember where I first saw this done, so I can't give full-on credit, but this isn't, this is how I do it. So you will need a sheet of 12 by 12 paper, double-sided, a paper trimmer, some very thin double-sided tape. This is looking a bit worse for wear, but it still works. So, or if you don't like double-sided tape or you don't have any double-sided tape, you can use PVA glue, the white glue, school glue, that kind of thing, as long as it's got a really narrow dispensing tip. A hole puncher, which is kind of optional. If you're going to put it in rings, then you need a hole puncher. If you're just going to put it inside a notebook or a TN, then you don't. So you need a pokey tool, which is a technical term, and a bone folder. These days they're made out of plastic. They're called a bone folder because originally they were made from ivory or bone. So obviously these days they're just plastic. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use a ruler or the side of your hand, but you will get a crisper fold from a bone folder, a ruler, or some form of a credit card actually would do, an old credit card. Optional, you also need some ink and applicator. So the ink I have got actually goes with this paper. So I'm going to use this one. If you don't already have a selection of inks, these happen to be Tim Holtz Distress inks, but any kind of ink will do. If you don't have any and you want to buy one, I suggest that you buy kind of like a mid-brown colour. Brown tends to go with most papers. Not black, as you would think. It's a bit harsh sometimes, but brown is pretty good and will go with most things. But I'm not using that one today. I'm going to use my iced spruce. So, as you can see, on a 12 by 12 paper, I had a choice of two. Really pretty, beautiful butterfly one. I love butterflies, and it's got lilac spotty on the back. I love this paper, and I probably will do one out of this in a little while. But today I am going to use this paper by 49 Market. It is the Starlight Dreams by Dennis Bruton collection. And it's all it's kind of a wintry one. It's all kind of winter. I think they're hellebores. They're kind of wintry colours and winter flowers. And on the back you have some geometric shapes, but they look a bit like, what's the word? Snowflakes. Oh my lord, my brain is mushy again. So the first thing you do, this paper trimmer will take a 12 by 12 sheet. I do have a smaller one for smaller paper as well. And you just, first of all, you take off the trim. So we don't need that. Now, obviously, some papers have a very definite vertical pattern. The trim was on this edge, so it goes that way. I speak from many times experience here. Try and make sure that you cut in the right direction if you have an obvious pattern that goes in one direction. So obviously that pattern goes that way, so I am going to cut that way. So the measurements are basically 3 times the width of the book or planner you are putting it in, and the same height. So I am doing this for a personal size, so that's 6.75, and make sure it's up on the edge and straight, and then you cut. So let's get rid of that paper because I don't need it anymore, and that's the direction we're going in. Now 3.75, you could round it up to 4 and just use the whole thing, and it might stick out a little bit, but if you want to use it as a divider or at the end of your planner, that's great. Would be 9, and 3 times 0.75 is 1. Oh, 3.75 is 2. No, it's not. 0.75 times 2 is 1.5. So that's 2.25. So you wouldn't need 2.25 centimeters from the end, but I'm just going to go with 3 here. So that's in inches. That's wrong. 0.75. There's 1, 2. It's not, man, dear me. It's only 0.25 you're taking off. So that's 0.75. So you could, if you wanted it exactly, maths is not my strong point today, clearly. So you would just trim off 0.75. And then that is exactly your 3 times width. It looks about right. Not all paper trimmers cut straight. So invest in a fairly decent one if you can. So which way did it go? I have forgotten, but it doesn't really matter on this one because the flowers tend to go in both directions. So I think I'm going to go that way, and I want the flower to be on the back. So we will trim on this direction. So 3.75. I'm using this as my ruler today, and I have a pencil here. I don't have a scoring board. It's not something I've ever purchased. 3.75 is there. That's 1. And for goodness sakes, don't cut it. So if that is your starting point, 3.75, and then that should be 3.75, or as near as damn it. Yes, it is. So that's good. So you can mark it again on the other side. So starting from 0, 3.75. This is just to help me score. 3.75, and take that to 0, 3.75, and then that one will also be 3.75, or as close as possible. So now we are going to score. I haven't brought my scoring tool, but I can use the pointy edge of this. So what you do, using this, I've lost my scoring blade on this, so just very gently find where your channel is and make sure, do it carefully. It might be better if you had a 12-inch ruler. I don't have one, so I'm just going to take my time and press this through slowly, slowly, slowly. So there you go. So that's scored on that side. And then one last one. So again, line it up with your channel where your blade goes, or just use a ruler. Is a lot easier if you have a ruler. So there you go. Right, so this bit I generally do by eye, and it depends on where you want your first folder to be, because we are going to go that way so that you can see most of the flowers, and we'll go, which way was it? That way. So it's going to fold and it's going to go like that. So you need to kind of do, I tend to do it by eye, but you can measure it. Just, I like it about halfway. So that you're going to go from your final 3.75, which is about there, where it is there, and then you will cut to wherever you want your pocket to end. So that looks fine to me. As I say, you can either measure it, but I've done quite a few of these, so I tend to do these by eye now. And what's wrong with my blade? My blade suddenly disappeared. It's not. Oh dear me. Right. No, it's not that way. It's that way. I'll edit this out. You don't want to see me mucking about like this. So, talk among yourselves. Let's have some lift music. So I think, there we go. Right, so make sure that you get that in the right place. So that's where my fold is. That's roughly where I want my pocket to be. And then just cut up. Don't throw that away. You can use it for a tag, a little pocket, anything like that. Keep your scraps, and then they are there for you. So just to make sure that this is right. Yes, it is. So we're kind of finished with your paper trimmer now. So we'll get that out of the way and line it up with the bottom so that it's nice and straight. And then you get your bone folder and just press to the side. I'm just getting invaded by a amethyst crystal egg, but that's fine. So, and again with your other one, line it up, keep it straight. Sorry. Keep it straight. And then fold with your bone fold. Now, 49 and Market do very thick papers, so it is quite a thick trim. So what we are going to do now, this is an optional stage. I like to do this because I don't like white edges and I don't like to see white edges on my paper. So just load up your applicator with some ink. This is a new applicator, so I need to get some decent amount of ink on. There you go. And you just flick along. You can't, on this paper, you can't particularly see it a lot, but it will colour those edges for you so that you don't get a bare white edge. Depends on what you think of a bare white edge. I personally don't like it, So I tend to just flick and you get a little bit of a faded edge. I don't know if you can pick it up here. It's showing, and here. So make sure you do all of your edges. I have missed them out before. And then when you realise at the end, it's a bit of a heartbreaker, shall we just say. So, all edged, all inked. Don't forget these edges, because these also will be visible. Not necessarily that side, but that side will be. And so will that side. And now you can see the ink kind of showing. So, and because this will be the back, do that side too. Nice and quick. The quicker you are, the more of a organic kind of pattern that you get. So if you think too much about it, it doesn't really go right. So that is all inked now, and now what we are going to do is stick it down. Again, technical term. I do like my technical terms, don't I? So I tend to do the side that's the shortest and this side, so that you're not guessing where it is on the long side. So let me find my end. As I say, this one's kind of come out a little bit while it's been in my tote bag, but I will find the end. You know what, I'm just gonna snap it. So we'll get rid of all of that. Sticking to me. Right, so double-sided tape is exactly what it says on the tin. So it is sticky on both sides. So you just put it down as close to the edge as you can get in a straight line. And I tend to do all my edges first before I take the backing off. So it's easy to cut, to snap. It's easy to cut with a pair of scissors. Depends on how straight a line you want to get. So again, I tend to go from this side. Right to the end. Now this backing is as wide as the tape is. This is 3mm tape, so it's the narrowest that I have. I don't think it goes any narrower. So and then on this side, I am not going to seal up this side here, because I'm going to punch it to go into rings. I would not bother sealing this side down, and your punch also would get sticky on it. So don't bother doing that side, but do this side and this side. So let's have a bit of tape. Oh, honestly, this is going to get on my nerves. Oh, dear me. This is real life. This is real life crafting. So in time, in real time, let's just get all of this off, because I've had enough of it. And let's just get rid of that. So, yeah, the joys of crafting. So there we go. That's got rid of that. And now I can just use my tape. So has this actually got... No, it hasn't. So from here, I'll use from here. Yeah, this is what happens when your tape starts to lose its middle. It's better than losing your head, I suppose. And of all the things I've lost, it is my mind that I miss the most. So there's your double-sided tape down there, and your double-sided tape down here. So there you go. Right, now, so now you are finished with your tape or glue. You can put that to one side. Pokey tool, very, very sharp. This is why I've got a little cork float on the top. Extremely sharp. If you don't have one of these, a needle or a safety pin, or if you have very spiky long nails, then that would do too. And what you need to do is just get in the middle and take the backing off. Now, sometimes it is easier in the middle rather than at the end. So there you go. So to get it down, make sure again that you are lined up. So there's one side down and two side down. And you can use your bone folder to do this, just to give you a really good hard join. Yeah. Right, so get your pokey tool again. This keeps moving. I am so sorry. In the middle. I can tell that I'd lifted up the sticky bit there. So yeah, just lift it up. If your tape is longer than the actual paper, just fold it back over. It's double-sided, so it'll do both. My personal favourite is finger lift tape, which has the paper is wider than the sticky tape, so you can just flick the side up and peel it off, and it's really nice and easy. So again, just make sure that you're lined up properly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and again, get your bone folder. And there you have it. That took 20 minutes. It would take faster than that if you weren't given instructions. And I've joined the wrong side. Oh, crazy girl. Well, that would, here we go. This is again real life. So I've sealed this side up, and I didn't need to. I just needed to do that side. So that would work absolutely brilliant if you were just going to put it in a notebook, or a journal, or a TN, traveller's notebook. They're great for keeping receipts in, photographs, journaling cards, quotes on cards, anything like that. This is going to go into one of my planners, which was my blue one. So I use the Rapesco hole punch. It does many different sizes. Pockets, minis, A6s, A5, personal compact, slimline, and some I've never heard of, timer 17 and 21. So you've just got to make sure that your punch lines here match up with these lines for the right size. I have done A6 on a personal, and I had to just cover it in washi and reprint and repunch. So it's going to be a bit sticky because I've put tape on it. But I find if you put it in the middle, it is a bit tight on this side. And then pop in. There you go. And then just slide it down to the bottom. So, and then punch. And that takes some doing because, as I said, this type of paper is really thick. So, and there you are. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have I got a planner here? Yes, I do. I will get my lovely pink one. So this is planner, obviously, and just to show that it fits. And yes, I know I'm supposed to use the flaps, but I did use the middle ones. So please don't give me grief. Right, so there you go. A lovely little folder that can just, you could put some stickers or a little plastic pocket on the back if you wanted to put a quote on or write on it, or post-it notes, something along those lines. And again, if you wanted to put an appropriate sticker on here or transfer, it could go there because that's quite plain. So there you go, just a very quick pocket made for a planner. Don't punch it if you want it in something else, and it makes your planner your very, very own. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've lasted this long, thank you so much, and consider subscribing, and please give me a thumbs up. It does all help. So thank you very much. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you later. Bye.